Welcome back to English from A to Z.
Today, we are diving deep into something really fun. I think it's probably one of the most effective ways to improve your conversational English.
I agree. We're talking about how to share your happy memories.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this topic because let's be real about the challenge here. You, the listener, you have this perfect, vibrant memory in your head. Maybe it's hilarious, maybe it's just incredibly beautiful.
And you really want to share it.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
then you switch to English and it's like, boom, this mental block just slams down
Yeah.
and that incredible feeling just gets trapped.
It's a moment of frustration, I think, that every single language learner has felt. The story is so colorful in your native tongue, but finding the right English structure to capture that excitement, that's the missing piece.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Our mission today is pretty simple. We're giving you a shortcut.
Yeah.
We've basically distilled 5 simple, powerful phrases from our sources that will let you share your happiest moments in English, like right away, moving beyond just describing things to actually telling a story.
And we're going to explain why this type of practice is so effective. This isn't just a vocabulary list, it's more like a lesson in the psychology of learning a language.
Okay.
The core idea here is that talking about your own happy memories is genuinely one of the best ways to practice English. Period.
That's a pretty bold claim.
Hmm.
Why is personal happiness a better training ground than, I don't know, practicing how to buy a coffee or ask for directions?
Well, it really comes down to connection and emotion. Transactional language, like buying coffee, is functional. It's low emotion.
Right, you just need to get the thing done.
Exactly. But relational language, like sharing a story, is high emotion. When you're telling a story about a memory that you feel deeply and positively about, you're already excited.
Mm.
And that enthusiasm, that positive state, actually helps reduce the anxiety we all feel when we're speaking another language.
So your passion for the story itself kind of overcomes the nervousness about the grammar.
Precisely. The positive motivation overrides that fear of making a mistake. You're so focused on sharing the joy or the humor of the event that you just naturally communicate better.
That's fascinating. So it's moving us from that sort of mechanical practice into,
Into genuine, motivated storytelling. Your brain is basically saying, I really want to connect this great feeling with the person I'm talking to.
okay, so if explaining these personal experiences is the fast track to connection, we need the right tools to do it.
Agreed. We need structural anchors. If you can just nail that opening sentence, the rest of the story often just flows more easily.
Let's call this our toolkit for sharing joy then. 5 phrases designed to make it super easy to bring up your happy memories in a real conversation.
Let's start with the clearest one. This is for when you want to talk about one specific wonderful moment. The phrase is, 1. One of my happiest memories is when event.
That instantly tells your listener, okay, pay attention. This is going to be a positive, important story. What's a good example?
You're immediately setting the tone. For instance, one of my happiest memories is when I went to the beach with my family last summer and we saw dolphins swimming really close to the shore.
See, that's so smooth, it just works.
And notice it uses the past tense, so it anchors the memory perfectly in time.
All right, moving on to the second phrase. This one signals even more importance. It's for those moments you would call, unforgettable.
Yes. This is 2. I'll never forget the time when event.
That feels more powerful.
It is. It functions almost like a superlative. It tell your listener, this moment is at the very top. The first phrase is great for everyday happy things, but this one is more for the milestones.
Like a surprise party or meeting someone you admire?
Exactly. The example from our sources is, I'll never forget the time when I met my favorite celebrity at a concert.
And the great thing about that phrase is, even if it happened last week, it still has that weight.
It does. Now, phrase 3 is so crucial because just saying something was great isn't enough. We need the why.
The justification.
Right. And the phrase is 3. It was such a great day because reason, this moves the story from just an observation to an explanation.
You're explaining the emotional core of the day.
You are. Why was that simple walk in the park so great? You use because to give that context. For example, it was such a great day because I spent it with my best friends and we hadn't seen each other in a whole year.
The reason is what carries all the emotional weight.
That's the payload. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so phrase 4 lets you bring the story to life even more. You're layering in the actual feelings. This is how you share the joy itself.
Yes, this one is. 4. That day was adjective. I felt emotion. And this forces you to use what we call emotional load vocabulary.
So not just good or nice.
Exactly. You're pushed to use stronger words like amazing, incredible, or unforgettable, and then powerful feelings like excited, overjoyed, proud.
What's the example for that one?
A great one is, that day was truly amazing. I felt so happy and excited, like nothing could stop me.
That really turns a summary into a living experience. Okay, and finally, phrase 5. This one feels the most idiomatic to me.
It is. It connects the past directly to right now. 5. I remember activity event like it was yesterday.
That's a classic. Native speakers use that all the time.
All the time. It's a frozen metaphor. You use it for any memory that just feels incredibly vivid no matter how long ago it happened.
So even something from when I was a kid, like getting my first bike.
Perfect example, you'd say. I remember getting my first bicycle like it was yesterday. I was so proud, even though I immediately crashed it into a bush.
Right. It's simple, but it communicates both the memory and the emotional strength behind it.
Exactly.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Now we stop looking at these phrases alone and we put them into real-world situations.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to walk through 3 common scenarios. And for you listening, we really want you to think of your own experience for each one. Try to build a sentence in your head using these phrases.
This part is so important. Linking the structure to your own memories is how you move these from just passive knowledge into something you can actually use.
Okay, let's start with situation 1, talking about a family trip. Imagine a coworker asks what you did over the weekend.
Instead of a flat answer like, I went on a trip, you can lead with phrase 1 for more impact. Like, one of my happiest memories is when I went on a road trip with my family. We visited 3 cities in 1 week, and it was so much fun.
That's a great opener. And then, a native speaker would probably ask a follow-up question. They'd say, oh, that sounds amazing. What made it so great?
Perfect. And that's your cue to use phrase 3. You can say, it was such a great day because we just spent so much quality time together, no screens, just laughing the whole way.
I see how they build on each other.
Yeah.
So for you listening, just take a second. Think about a happy memory with your family. It could be a big trip or just a simple dinner. Try to frame that story in your head right now using that first phrase.
What little detail stands out to you? That's what makes the story good.
All right, moving to situation 2. Talking about a special achievement. Maybe you're getting to know someone new and talking about challenges you've overcome.
This is the perfect time for phrase 2 to show how important the event was. You could even use it for language learning itself. I'll never forget the time when I passed my advanced English exam.
Yes.
I was so nervous waiting for the results, but I felt amazing when I saw that score.
And if that person asks, wow, how did that moment feel?
Yeah.
That's your chance to use phrase 4 to add more emotional depth.
You could say.
That day was exhilarating. I felt incredibly proud and just relieved knowing all that hard work had finally paid off.
See, you're not just stating a fact. You're sharing the whole emotional journey.
Right.
So for you at home, what's something you've accomplished that made you really proud, big or small? Learning a new skill, finishing a big project, cooking a great meal. Try to link that feeling to the opening. I'll never forget the time when.
Use that pride you felt. That positive emotion is like fuel for your English practice. It will make it easier to remember the words you need. Okay, let's do situation 3, talking about a fun experience with friends. This is your classic casual conversation.
The source material has a great example for this that actually combines two phrases, 4 and 5.
Oh, nice.
They say, I remember that day like it was yesterday. We went to an amusement park, and I felt like a kid again. That day was unforgettable.
That's so good. It uses the idiom from phrase 5 and the description from phrase 4 just seamlessly.
But then your friend might ask, what specifically made it so unforgettable?
And now you can loop back to the why with phrase 3.
Yep. Maybe you say something like, it was such a great day because we had zero plans. It was pure spontaneity. We got soaking wet on the roller coasters, and we just didn't care.
Have you ever had a day like that, where you just lose track of time with friends and feel that simple joy? Think about what you did and how it felt. Try the structure. I remember activity like it was yesterday.
When you use these structures, your stories just won't sound flat. They'll have the right weight, the right color of the actual experience.
Okay, now it's time for some deliberate practice. We are going to repeat all 5 phrases. Don't just think them. We want you to actually say them out loud and fill in the blank with your own memory.
This is like muscle memory training for your mouth and your brain. Ready?
Let's do it. Phrase 1. One of my happiest memories is when event. Say it out loud.
Phrase 2. I'll never forget the time when event. Feel the emphasis on never forget.
Phrase 3. It was such a great day because reason. Tell us why it mattered.
Phrase 4. That day was adjective. I felt emotion. Use the most powerful words you can think of.
And finally, that beautiful idiom. I remember activity event like it was yesterday.
Nice work. That repetition is so important. It trains your mind and your mouth to work together.
Now here's a mini challenge for you. This is how you take your practice to the next level. Later today, or even right now, just choose one of those phrases
Just one.
and create a full, complete sentence using it about one of your happy memories.
And this is the key. Don't just state what happened. Make sure you share why that memory is so special to you. That's the real goal here. Using the right words and expressing that deep personal meaning.
Absolutely. The more you practice telling these little stories, the better you'll get at sharing all of your experiences in English. It's that consistency that really counts.
Your memories are the most unique thing about you. They are the most interesting content you have. When you use these strong structures to share them, you automatically create a deeper connection. You turn language practice into real social interaction.
So to summarize the key takeaway from this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
we focused on 5 simple structural phrases.
Mm-hmm.
From that definite starting point, one of my happiest memories is when, all the way to the power, I remember it like it was yesterday. These are your tools to express your best experiences.
And by using them, you're transforming what could be a frustrating grammar exercise into a really exciting, genuine storytelling opportunity. These stories are what real human communication is all about.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you to think about. What's one of your happiest memories? It could be a tiny moment from this morning that made you smile, or a huge achievement from years ago.
And how can you use one of these 5 powerful phrases today to share that unique experience with someone else in English?
Find a chance to practice right away. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just create an opportunity to share your story and share your joy.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. Keep practicing, keep sharing your stories, and we'll see you next time.